I don't know why I turned the camera off. Being a dummy, I guess. It must, I think it did have a black bluing from the factory. Some type of, yeah, because here it's dark. Here it's darker. Where I sanded, I took some of the bluing off, or the blacking. I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna blue it. I wonder if I can punch this down, get a little play out of this. There's a little bit of, you know, it really doesn't matter. What I'm messing with something I really don't need to be. It's just a good use tool, good functioning tool. It's not a piece of art. Sometimes I get carried away and forget I'm going to use this at work. I'm going to get it pretty beat up. Well, it won't get beat up. It'll get nasty. I'll clean them up. I don't leave my tools dirty. All right, let me get some water and get this bluing open, and we'll blue it. All right, guys, let's blue this thing a little bit. Let's put a little color on it. Put a little color on it. No reason to make it. Yeah, I could polish this and make it look nice, but I mean, I don't think there's really a need in it. Yeah, let's get back in the camera there, dummy. What? This metal turning black. Well, now it's got a blue tint right there. It says leave it on for 30 seconds and then rinse it. Yeah, it'll be all right. I mean, it's not, it's definitely not brand new tool, but it will work. Let me rinse this off and dry it, and then we'll come back and buff it off a little bit with some 4/0 steel wool. All right, I got it dry. Show you what the bluing does. And it's not real even, and I do need to buff it, but I just want to show you what it does. Now, it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much at all, this steel wool. As soon as you hit it with the steel wool, it starts to even it out real quick. Man, this bluing on this metal here turned out really good, surprisingly. All right, guys. I think it turned out pretty nice. Evens out with the steel wool. There's a little light spot right there. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but otherwise, that turned out great. Man, one of the reasons I want to clean this up and fix it, look at the bite on this. It's perfect. Whoever used this didn't abuse it. They used it for cutting wire probably, or as what I do. Man, these are perfect. There's not even a nick in them. I'll show you here after a little bit, but let me clean my mess up here and then blow this off. I want to get all that fiber from this steel wool off of it. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I used the compressed air. I forget sometimes I have the compressors. I've got 2 compressors in my shop. I didn't want to run hoses. I've got 1 on each side of the shop. I didn't want to run lines all the way around my shop. It's easier just to run an air hose from one side to the other. But anyways, I forget I have air compressor, have air, and I can clean these off. Boy, these were used. These were definitely used. They weren't abused. I don't mind people that use their tools properly, and I give it a second life. And this is carburetor cleaner, guys. This, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's what I like to use, it's what I use. You guys can use goop, you can use, there's other people out there that make different mixtures and they clean with it and it works for them. I can't say nothing wrong about it. If it works for you, use it. This is what I was taught. We use carburetor cleaner, we used it on everything. I even use carburetor cleaner to clean commercial grade wall covering. not wallpaper, wall vinyl covering in buildings. We've had people graffiti our walls, and if you know what you're doing, if you're quick enough, you can get it without pulling the color out of the paper, or at least not a lot of it. Replacing vinyl covering is very, very, very labor intensive. It makes sheetrock work look easy. Man, that turned out good. I may just, I wish that Channellock would sell their coats. I think in the past they used to. I'm almost sure I seen some when I was younger in a hardware store. I wish they'd sell these coats. Oh yeah, I got a rip right there, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. Yeah, somebody's gonna say use Dip It. I don't use Dip It. It doesn't work for me. It's too expensive to make it work properly. You've got to buy 2 cans. You really need. If you use it, you'll understand. To make it this thick right here, you're gonna have to dip it 4 times, and every time you dip it, you lose volume in the can, so you have to add from another can to the one you're using, and the stuff doesn't last very long. It gets dirty very easily. Like these resist, they resist oil and dirt really good, where that Dip It stuff, as soon as you touch it, I don't care what you got in your hand, it stains. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Channellock. Let's back out a little bit. Oops, sorry, wrong way. Channellock number 358. In a little bit of time, I cleaned all the rust off, I blued it, and I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this right here. I may go ahead and wax it before I take it to work, but I'm gonna let it sit for a couple days. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a dollar tool right there. Cutter's in excellent shape. I mean, you don't have to leave the handle grips on there. You could cut these off, and then you could have polished the handle. I prefer, if I can't keep the grips on there, then I'd prefer just a polished handle. Nice, smooth handle. Scoutcrafter says the same thing about it. He likes the smooth handle with no burrs, no nicks, no sharp edges, which if I was going to do that, I would take the factory edge off and smooth it out if I was going to take this vinyl off, but I'm going to leave it on. That's how I'm going to use the tool. And back in the day, I was taught to use this tool. We would use this to pull brad nails out of trim, crown molding, K molding, case molding, whatever. If you had, or remodel, if you were trying to save the molding, you could get in there, you can almost nibble the top of that, especially if they used the old style nails, panel nails, and you can dig them out easily. So brad nails is a different story. The brad nails sometimes countersink, and you couldn't get them, so you pull the trim out a little bit, pop it back in, and then you can get the head off and pull them out. But some of your old trim, especially some of your older homes, have walnut, oak, maple, you name it. A lot of old timers would save that wood because it's so expensive to replace, and it was very hard to match stain. So we would take as much out and save as much as we could until we were done with the job. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Channellock, nice, good used little junky tool. Got $1 in it. Look at there. You know, nothing special, but it's cleaned up and it's good for another 30, 40 years. I will use it, and when it gets, I don't think it'll rust now, as long as I keep it clean and it won't get in the moisture, because my boxes aren't outside, but still. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. You know, if you would have spent the time. People sometimes overlook tools like this when they're surface rust and dirty and think it's not worth their time. It is worth the time. Tools are more and more expensive every day. We were talking about this at work the other day. They're getting more expensive than food. The price of tools have just skyrocketed, and the quality's not there either. You really got to look. So the older tools are a little better in metal quality, better built overall. Even have some of them have more weight. I've noticed some of the tools have better weight than some of the newer ones. All right, guys. I already said give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe if you like. If not, thanks for watching, and enjoy your afternoon. Thanks now.